In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my exact system of how I went from zero with no experience all the way up to earning 5K plus per month with my freelance business. So I'm going to show you exactly the skills that I use in order to do this. And depending on what skill set you have, you can pretty much mold that into whichever way you would like to approach the system. It's pretty much going to be no fluff, no get rich quick. It's going to take work, but I will be showing you my exact system of how I pretty much did this. So yeah, just a simple, repeatable system that you can start with zero experience and zero portfolio. And I'll guide you step by step. So let's go ahead and get started. So how to turn your creative skill into a 5K per month freelance business. So one of the number one things that you need to know before we get started is that you need to pick a focus offer. So what does this pretty much mean? So picking a focus offer means that you can't just say, I can do anything, right? That's one of like the biggest freelance mistakes that a lot of people make, is that when you just get started, you're trying to offer so much and you kind of get lost in the sauce, you know? You try to offer video editing, you try to offer videography, you try to offer web development, graphic design. You try to add so much stuff into one offer that when you try to reach out to a client offering so many different services, they're going to get pretty much confused about what you're trying to exactly offer them, right? So one of my biggest tip is to actually focus on an offer that is specifically tailored to like a specific niche, right? So I feel like that's one of the main things that you should really focus on. Some examples of this would be like a YouTube video editor for online coaches. That's like a specific niche, right? Another one could be branding design for wellness brands. Another one could be copywriting for landing pages. So what you're doing here is that you're basically trying to find a focus offer, and depending on which niche you're trying to tailor towards, you can actually start building up your clientele list within that specific niche. So start choosing your best skill. So whatever you are focused on and whatever you know how to like provide, right? Start focusing on that specific skill. Don't try to like add so many different offers and so many different services. Just focus on that one skill and it'll take you way further than focusing on so many different things. So you want to define the one result that you help clients get. So for example, if you're a graphic designer, your offer can be, I help dentistry offices generate leads with my graphic design, posters, art form, web print. It just depends on the type of service that you offer, right? For example, for me, since I personally do like video editing for corporate documentaries, my offer is that I can create a professional video for you to promote your marketing service, right? For like a corporate documentary thing or like a social media ad. Also, you want to just niche down by industry, right? You want to go to coaches, tech, beauty, depending on the type of niche that you offer, just try to niche down as much as you possibly can. That was one of the keys for me. So when I just got started with my video editing business, I would just try to like do services for everybody, right? But I noticed that if you're able to like really niche down within that area, then you can actually charge higher because your skills are going to be more premium because you know exactly how to handle a specific type of niche. For me personally, I like corporate documentaries and I like social media edits, just mainly because that's the style that I generally learn doing, and it's the style that I'm most comfortable with, and I can deliver like the best results. Depending on the service that you're going to offer, it'll be up to you to, like niche down as far as you possibly can. So step number one, and probably the most important thing, is just pick a focus offer and try to sub niche after you have selected an offer. So let's go ahead and move on. So you want to start packaging your services, right? So step two, you got to stop selling your time and you have to actually sell a result, right? So that's the actual mindset shift that made me completely change my perspective on what freelancing is, right? So for the longest time, I only thought that freelancing was about selling your time, right? I thought that it was just another version of a 9-to-5. But the thing is that when you're freelancing, you actually want to offer like what you can, the result that you can give somebody, right? So instead of selling your time, think about it like this. I'm not selling my time, you're selling a result for a client. And that shift in perspective made me be able to really visualize how I wanted to approach my business instead of just trying to think about, you know what, I'm just gonna, sell my time. And that's not pretty much what you want to do, right? So an example of this is that instead of $20 an hour for like the service that you offer, you can think about it like this. So I don't offer $20 an hour for my service. What I do is that I package up my service. For example, instead of doing $20 an hour, I do $300 a month for 4 edits, right? So instead of selling your time, you're selling a result. So in a month, you're going to be getting 4 edits, and I'm going to be pricing it at a $300 package. So start packaging that up. And what works really well for me is that I actually created 2 to 3 packages, right? So a starter package, a premium package, and an ongoing retainer. So depending on your experience level, you can start off just offering one level of this package. But me personally, I like doing the 3 packages, right? So you always want to start with the starter package, right? So going back to the editing package example, so $300 a month for 4 edits, right? That's like a very, very starter package. And honestly, I wouldn't even offer this, right? Because that's a very, very starter thing. But just for the example's sake, let's say that for a starter package, we do $300 a month for 4 edits, right? For a premium package, you could potentially say that I can edit 7 to 8 videos for about $1,000 a month, right? That's like a premium package, depending on your experience level, right? And depending on the service that you offer as well, like for example, for video editing, that really wouldn't work for me because some videos are way more complex than others and some are just really simple. But for me, it would depend on the exact type of deliverables that I'm going to be offering, right? So think about a starter package and then a premium package. And once you have that, you can also offer like an ongoing retainer, right? So I remember like during the holiday season, I think it was about the year 2022, I had a lot of different offers coming in for social media edits, right? Because everybody wanted to sell their products during the holiday season. So what I did is that I started offering an ongoing retainer. So for the month of October, November, December, I offered a 3-month retainer for like a certain price, right? I think it just varies, right? You have to really think about the service that you're offering and exactly the type of like results that you want to offer, right? We're going back to like the beginning of this. So stop selling your time, just sell a result. So if you're basically selling a result, so for this case, let's do video editing, right? So I'm going to be able to generate a business about 1 million to 2 million views per video. So sell that, right? So instead of saying, yeah, I'll only do this for $20 an hour, say, I'm going to be able to generate your business about 2 million views per month. And what that can equal to in revenue is going to be way more than what $20 an hour will be, right? So yeah, start thinking about freelancing and your business in this way. Don't sell your time, just sell your result. And yeah, the most important thing is that you want to like have and make it easy for clients to say yes, right? You want to simplify your offer as much as possible because when it's very complicated and you try to offer so many different services, like I mentioned earlier, it's hard for a client to really pinpoint and know exactly what you're offering. So come up with 3 separate packages, very simple. And that's all you pretty much need for a client to say yes, right? And with more experience, you're going to actually start to like land on exact like pricing structures that work best for your business. In the beginning, it is hard because you're not really sure how long it'll take per project. But once you start getting more experience and more clients, you'll know exactly like how long it takes per project, how long it'll take you to deliver a service, your average results that you can offer. And once you have all that information down, it's definitely like helpful, especially when like you're on a sales call with the client. So yeah, just simplify it, stop selling your time and sell a result and make it easy for clients to say yes. So step 3, you want to start building like a very simple portfolio, right? So when I just got started, I just started off with literally a Google Drive folder. So when I would do like my cold emailing and cold calling to clients, I would just send them out like a very simple proposal and I would only send them like a Google Drive folder containing different links to videos I had worked in the past, right? Depending on the service you offer. So if you're like a graphic designer, you could potentially do the same thing. Come up with like a very simple like Adobe portfolio because I know that Adobe gives you like a free access to their portfolio software. Just create something there in like 10 minutes and then just put it on there, right? Clients need to see that the work that you're going to be offering them is the work that they're looking for, right? One of the biggest mistakes that I made at the beginning as well is that I was applying to like corporate and like social media editing some like jobs, but I was only sending them a portfolio full of like YouTube video edits, right? And obviously that wasn't getting me like results because they're looking for somebody who's a professional with like social media and corporate editing. And I was sending them like YouTube, like talking head videos. And yeah, that wasn't going to work, obviously. So tailor your portfolio and tailor the videos that you're creating for the exact type of job and project that you're trying to land, right? So In the beginning, you don't need a fancy website. Just use a Google Drive folder and even a Notion page. Notion is like a great place that you can have like all your resources. Yeah, and if you don't even want to do like a Google Drive folder or a Notion page, just come up with a very clean PDF or just make a portfolio on Behance. Like that's very simple, and it's something that will really help you and start landing more clients. So this is the way you want to show in your portfolio. You want to show a before and after. You want to show a what you did, and you want to show a section explaining who it helped, right? So if you have no clients, just do mock projects and do like test projects, right? You can solve a real problem and explain your process. So when I got started, obviously, like I had 0 clients, right? So what I did have is that I had friends in film school. So what I would do is that I would ask them like if they needed help with any of like their video projects, and most of the time they're not going to deny free like help, right? So in exchange for my free help, what they gave me is like reviews, and they gave me like projects for a portfolio. So in the beginning, don't be afraid to like do work for free. Like you're not going to be doing work for free forever, right? But after like your first 2 or 3 clients, start working on your portfolio and start getting those practice projects. And then after you can start charging, but you already have a portfolio already, you know? So be sure to show your before process and your after process. Be sure to show what you did in this project, right? Especially when it comes to like creative work, you don't always work like as an individual. So most of the time you're working within a team. So just show what you did on the project if it wasn't just you working on it. So for example, like on a standard music video, there's like a videographer, there's like artists, there's like the talent, there's like the editors, there's the color graders, the motion graphics artists. There's so many different people that work on a creative like project that all you have to do is just indicate in your portfolio what you did, right? Don't go and say like, oh, I did every single part of this project, because that's not going to be like honest, right? So just show what you did and be before and after. And then lastly, you just want to show who it helped, right? So if you did like an example of the music video, it helped the artist, it helped the label. If you helped out a company with their marketing and social media marketing, it obviously helped the business, you know? So just be sure to indicate those 3 different sections within your portfolio. And again, if you have no clients, just start off with mock projects or friends and family. That's what pretty much everybody does, right? All right, cool. So once you already have basically your portfolio ready, you've already thought of like the offer that you want to like actually do and provide for people, pick one client source to get started with. So I've found that the easiest place to get started is either Fiverr or Upwork, right? If you don't want to start with there, I know that a lot of people have told me in the past that it's kind of difficult to get traction on those platforms. But honestly, like when it comes to like Fiverr, Upwork, and comparing it to like actual cold calling and cold emailing, like Upwork is way easier, right? But yeah, if you don't want to do Upwork or Fiverr, you can do Instagram. Instagram DMs are like a great place to find clients. You can start cold emailing, cold DMing, and just look within your personal network, right? Depending on what you do, whether you're a designer, editor, any type of creative, you're obviously going to have a network, people from school. Everybody is always needing any type of service, right? So just go out there and look for it. So just pick one and then go all in for like 30 days. Like don't bounce around, because consistency beats everything. If you pick Upwork or Fiverr, extend that to about 2 months, because it takes a while to get traction on that platform. But trust me, like once you get traction and once you get the ball rolling, those platforms are like golden. I've literally earned over $50,000 on Upwork, and I've had over 200 different projects and clients on there. So it definitely works. And trust me when I tell you guys that it's a really great place to start. And if you don't have a lot of experience, that's the place where you can start building up your portfolio. So yeah, definitely recommend it. But yeah, so once you start actually reaching out to clients and you start building up your skills and your experience, you want to start sending out about 5 to 10 high quality pitches per day. So what does this actually mean? So every single day that you practice and you start putting in those reps, you're going to get better. But you don't want to make those pitches spam, right? You got to make those pitches personal. So I have a template ready for you guys if you guys want to check it out, and the link in the description. But we could do like a very simple one here. So start with their problem, right? So if you're pretty much going to be offering services to a, let's say a food truck business, right? So what is like the number one problem that most food truck businesses have? In general, like the issue with most businesses is the marketing, right? Every type of business is trying to get more customers and more leads to their business. So if you're a graphic designer, you're approaching this in a way that your services can actually provide more leads for that business. So here's an example offer that you can possibly provide for them, and a very simple pitch. Like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm a graphic designer with over so-and-so years of experience. And then you can let them know, I've worked with so-and-so in the past, and I can deliver these results for you. So let's go ahead and look at one of mine. So this is what I usually send over to clients when I'm pitching them. So when I'm pitching out to different clients over Instagram, this is what I use. So I just came across your profile channel page, and I really love what you're doing, especially, and then I would pretty much look over their posts and I would talk about that. I'm a freelance designer and I help with these types of things, right? And then I provide them a specific result. Would you be open to testing a quick project together? And if not, no pressure. Either way, I figured I'd reach out. And then I just put my name. That's a super simple thing that you can offer. Like, you can pitch somebody over Instagram. And it's literally the exact script that I use that have gotten me like a bunch of results from. And you may think to yourself like, oh, that's like a really simple script, but trust me, it works. Like, the more simple you can make your script and your pitch, like the more effective it's gonna be. So let's go over my script for cold emailing. So for cold emailing, what I usually do is that I have a subject line and it basically says something very simple. So I can offer quick help with your business, right? Depending on what type of business it is. Let's use the food truck business. So quick help with your food truck business. So hi, my name is so-and-so. This is what I do, and I provide a list of my skills, and I help food truck businesses with these results, right? So I came across your site, your channel, your brand, and I'd love to offer a small package to support your next project. If you're open to it, I can send over a quick proposal with deliverables, pricing, and next steps. Either way, keep doing your thing. I love the work and I love the stuff that you're putting out. And I hope your business prospers in the future. And basically after that, I would just put like my handle to my social media, my name, and my portfolio link. And that's very, very simple. And that's gotten me a bunch of results. When you're cold emailing, so it's only going to be like, you're not going to get 100% like return emails, right? So at best, out of 100, I would probably reach to get about 25 on a good day, right? Like in a good month, that's like what I'm hoping to like get a return email from. And finally, if you chose Upwork or Fiverr, this is what I would do for my pitch. So hi, and then client name. I saw your job post and immediately thought, this is exactly what I help people with. And then you put like what you do, and then with so-and-so years of experience. And I specialize in helping businesses like yours achieve a specific result. I'd love to help you with this project. I can deliver X, Y, and Z within your timeline, and I'm happy to start with a small test if that's helpful. Let me know if you'd like to see examples or chat further. I'm ready when you are. So these are 3 examples of different ways you can pitch and different platforms that you can pitch as well. So once you have your offer, once you know exactly what type of audience you're going for, once you've decided like on a platform, this is the way they want to actually pitch for clients, right? All right, so now we're actually going to get into the math portion, right? So this part is just purely math, and we're going to be breaking down exactly what it takes to make 5K a month with your creative freelance business. So let's go back with the example of like the retainer package, right? So with 2 retainer clients at $1,500 a month, that's going to be 3K, right? So for 4 one-time projects at 500, it's going to be 2K. So that's already 5K a month. And it's not hard. You just need a system to be able to execute this, right? So basically what it means is that in 1 month, you just have to get 2 clients for your business at $1,500 a month. That's already 3K. And all you need to do is on top of that, just add 4 more projects at 500, and that's already 2K, which makes that 5K. That's pretty much how I break it down as well. So for my business, what I usually try to do is go to like 4 to 5 clients, retainer clients per month, new retainer clients, because I do have some from the past. And I also try to strive to get like 5 to 10 one-time projects that are like really fast for me to complete at like $500 a month. So like I mentioned, it's not that difficult once you already got like traction and once you got the ball rolling. But the hardest part is actually getting the ball rolling, right? That's like super difficult. As I mentioned in the before in the video, that start using Upwork and Fiverr. Like a lot of people are like always say like these sites are not going to be able to help you like actually grow as a freelancer. But it's the best place for a beginner to start learning and start practicing how to like pitch and how to like actually like talk to clients. Because when you're actually cold emailing and cold DMing, it's much harder. And you need a whole bunch of different systems, because within Upwork, like the clients are already there. Like literally there's millions of clients already on the platform. And when you're cold emailing and when you're like cold DMing, you have to like physically send them your emails and actually like try to like pitch them. And it's much harder because there's a concept called warm leads and cold leads, right? So when you're actually on the Upwork website, most of the leads on there are going to be warm because they're actually looking to purchase a service that they're looking for their business or brand or whatever they are, right? But when you're actually cold emailing and cold DMing, that's literally a cold lead because you have to like nurture and nurture them so they can be like interested and want to like purchase your service. And a lot of times if you're reaching out to like say creators or like brands that are like big, not like super like big brands, but just like even in the middle tier, most of them already have creatives that they work with, right? So it's really hard to break in and like offer services when they already have like a trusted source. That's why at the beginning you really have to build up your portfolio with like Upwork or Fiverr, because if you don't already have like an established network from like your 9 to 5 or like from film school or like any type of like area where you network, it's gonna be really hard to like get traction and the ball rolling, especially with cold calling and like cold DMing. Like for me, like I'm already batting like a 25 out of 100 on a good month. But if you're just getting started, it's gonna be super difficult. Like at most, you're gonna get like 3 to 5 clients, leads like per month. So that's the basic math. So example breakdown. So 2 retainer clients at $1,500 per month, that's 3K. Getting 4 one-time projects at $500 is going to be 2K. You add that up, that's already 5K per month. So very simple math. It's just 2 retainer clients per month and then 4 one-time projects. And that's already going to be 5K for your freelance business. So it's definitely hard in the beginning, but once you have like an established idea of the service that you're offering and the results that you're able to get clients, it'll be much easier for you to actually develop that system and be able to do this like in your sleep. So okay, so the final portion of this that I want to go into is automating and actually scaling it. So this is after you hit like the 5K per month mark, right? So once you've already created templates and once you already have like a system in place, you want to start hiring like a VA, like a virtual assistant. That this definitely helps out a lot because you have so much stuff on your mind. Like at least for me personally, that it's very easy to like outsource a lot of ideas and have like that help, right? Because it does help. And you want to start increasing your prices. That it'll definitely like be able to help you earn faster, right? Instead of just having one retainer client at $1,500 a month, you could just do one and then charge like $3,000 for a month, right? And that's already going to build you and get you faster to your goal much faster. So you want to start building a wait list for people who are interested in working with you, but you don't have like the bandwidth or the time to like work with them, right? This definitely does help because when you start putting your name out there, your portfolio, and you start getting known way more, like clients are literally going to be like lining up at the door to want to work with you. And obviously like as a 1-person team, me personally, I just like working with myself and 2 other people. But there's only like a certain amount of people that you can physically like service in like, like a month, right? For me personally, depending on the complexity of like the client that I'm working with, I can only handle like 3 to 4 like really complex clients. If it's like a one-time project that I can finish in like 3 hours or like a day, I could probably take on about 15 individual like projects. But yeah, that's me just because I've had like literally over 8 to 9 years of doing this. So if you're just getting started, definitely like try to like really think about the exact amount of clients that you can like realistically work with. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I want to do. Start automating and scaling your business once you already have all those systems in place. You just want to create templates, hire a VA, you want to increase your rates, you want to build a wait list, and finally just start creating digital projects or coaching. Coaching is like a very lucrative area that I'm also personally trying to delve into. And it's a great area. If you already know how to get results, like for people, just teach it and that'll like definitely help you out. But yeah, you don't need to go viral or work 12 hours a day. You just need to like have a very clear offer and of the service that you're offering, a very clear niche. You have to have like the ability and like the desire and the motivation to like outreach like 5 to 10 proposals per day. And yeah, and just start building up your client experience and like your actual service. If you're a good like artist, if you're a good creative, like you actually offer like great results, there's gonna be people like lining up to work with you. Okay, great. So that was how to turn your creative skill into 5K per month of freelance business, right? So if you're not somebody who actually wants to like go through the process of actually writing out your templates, developing your pricing structure, you know, like coming up with the script for how you're gonna be reaching out to different clients, I already have all that for you created, right? So down there in the link in the description, you can actually check out my package that has literally all of this for like super cheap, right? I'm basically giving it away. So if you guys want to have like all of that information like already ready for you to just get started and plug it into your business, go ahead and check out the link down below. And if you want help building this out step by step with those templates, go ahead and apply to work with me. The link is going to be down below as well. Yeah, so that was the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, like, all those things. You guys already know how it is. I hope you guys found value out of this video. And if you did, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.